Dear friends, welcome to Biology Made Easy. We are discussing biology classification where in a series of videos we have discussed the first kingdom, that is Monera, and that is complete. Today we are starting a new kingdom, that is Protista. So this Protista is a kingdom first created by Ernest Haeckel. When Ernest Haeckel proposed his three kingdom system classification, that is one is Protista, then the second one is Panda, the third is the Animalia. So when Ernest Haeckel classified and created one kingdom Protista, here even the bacteria, eubacteria, archaebacteria all are included. And he included all those things till the fourth kingdom system of classification came by Copeland. When Copeland published his four kingdom system of classification, he separated the Monera from this Protista. So when we are discussing Protista, we are discussing according to the five kingdom system of classification given by Whittaker, when Monera is one group, Protista is one group, Fungi is one group, Panda and Animalia. So we are discussing the Protista according to the five kingdom system of classification. Now first thing is, what is the meaning of this Protista? This word, it comes from a single word protisto. Protisto, which means very fast. Very fast. And what type of organisms are included on this Protista? After separating the animals, plants, fungi, any organism which do not fit to animal kingdom, plant kingdom or fungi, they are all dubbed in this kingdom system of Protista. That means Protista includes certain organisms with diverse characters. Some have plant characters, some have animal characters, some have fungal characters. With these diverse characters, it is just like a dump house which do not fit to any kingdom. Put it in the Protista and later on we'll see, we'll classify them again. So this is the diverse group. And it is, since it has all the characters of plants, animals and fungi, it is related to it forms a link. That means initially the primitive group is Monera. From this Monera, then the Protista, where the Protista was developed. Then from this Protista, in one line the fungi, in the other line the Panda, and in another line you will find the Animalia. That means during the course of evolution, first the Monera were formed, and from the Monera the Protista was developed, and from the Protista fungi, Panda and Animalia, they developed in different directions. That means this is one direction, this is one direction, this is one direction, like that they developed. Even scientists agree that some of the modern genes present in animals and plants are even present in Protista. They have analyzed. The genes are there. That means the Protista is the ancestors of fungi, plants and animals. It is confirmed. In this way the evolution has taken place. That means the Protista, they have certain characters with Monera. Side by side, they form a link between fungi, plants and animals. And in the Protista, whatever the organisms are present, they have diverse characters having similarities with all these three kingdoms. That is its unique behavior. Now, let us discuss what are the different characters of this Protista kingdom. Now, the first character is characters. The first character is, these are microscopic. These are not microscopic just like that of virus and bacteria. but still they are microscopic. It doesn't require electron microscope. We can see them through compound microscope in laboratory, but still they are very small in size, and we can call them they are microscopic organisms. Number 2, since they are placed in protista, all the characters of protista are also present. So this must be eukaryotic, because all eukaryotic organisms like the animals, plants and fungi, they are eukaryotes. So it has a link with them. So it is eukaryotic. The next point is they are always unicellular, because the main characteristic of protista is unicellular eukaryotes. So they are unicellular. But again you will find some colonial, though rare, and some multicellular organisms. Multicellular organisms. And the common multicellular organisms are the seaweeds. The seaweeds, they are multicellular. Then the next point. Since these are the unicellular organisms and they are eukaryotic, then they have the eukaryotic characters. The first one is they are surrounded by cell membrane. Surrounded by cell membrane. And there is no cell wall like the plants, but still then, in addition to outer to the cell membrane, sometimes you'll find some extra structures, usually made up of glycopolysaccharides. So what are these additional structures? The additional structures, external to cell membrane, are, one is it may be pellicle, or pellicle, as you will find this is present in case of paramecium, or you will find there may be cell, as you will find in case of diatoms, or even in some cases you will find it may be cuticle, just like the plant cuticle, and in some cases you will find some amount of cellulose. And all these things are not present in the same organism. In different organisms, the different structures are present, and usually they are made up of glycopolysaccharides. Then the next points. Since it is eukaryotic in nature, so you will find there is a true nucleus with a nuclear membrane, then membrane bound organelles, so it may, there may be chloroplast, plastids, all these things they are present, membrane bound organelles, depending upon the organism. Then you will find there will be, for locomotion, there may be cilia or flagella, and they have 9+2 arrangement. While in case of Monera there is only single fibril, but here 9+2 arrangement, just like all eukaryotes. Then the next character is you will find the reproduction. Another very important thing, these are the characters. Now you come to the habitat. Usually the habitat, they prefer always aquatic. That means they survive only in water, or even if in the land where there is moisture. If sufficient amount of moisture will be there, otherwise they are completely aquatic, and they are present in the form of planktons. That means they are just in the fruiting condition. Now coming to the reproduction. Usually all the protists, they reproduce asexually. This is a very common method of reproduction. Asexual method is very common. But they will shift to sexual reproduction under conditions of stress. That means when the environmental conditions are not favorable, there is stress from the asexual method, they will shift to the sexual method of reproduction. Otherwise, asexual is the common method of reproduction. Then the next point we'll discuss is the locomotion of the protists. The locomotion, as already we have discussed, they may have cilia, flagella with 9+2 arrangement, but there are also some other structures for locomotion. Now one is, you can take the case of pseudopodia. Pseudopodia as found in case of amoeba. So in case of pseudopodia, what happens? There is a creeping movement. So the protoplasm which is present in amoeba, that is converted to alternate sol and gel, and it creeps on the surface. That is known as pseudopodial movement. Then the second one is flagellar movement. In case of flagellar movement, it is just a whip-like, and this is found in case of euglena. So flagella, in case of euglena, you will find there is flagella, and that behaves like a whip. You have seen a whip that behaves like a whip, and it moves. The third type is ciliary movement. In case of ciliary movement, there is a beating movement, and this beating movement, it may be isochronic, or it may be metachronic. Now, what is the meaning of this? Usually, in case of flagella, there is either one or two, but in case of cilia, there are more numbers, maybe in hundreds. So they have a beating movement, which may be iso. Suppose there are 100 cilia there, and all of them will just, because they are aquatic, they will push the water in one direction and simultaneously. That is why iso. Simultaneously they will push it. That means beating. But in case of this, just in succession, suppose 100 are there, this side 50, this side 50. So the first will push water, then second, then third, then fourth, fifth, like that, successive. But both are beating movements. Just you have marked it. If you have in some lakes or ponds, if you have taken boats for your journey, then what you do? With oars, you just push the water. Just the same type of ciliary movement. And this you will find in case of a paramecium. Then the fourth type is a wriggling type. So in a wriggling type, what happens? There is a contraction and expansion of a body, and this is usually found in case of euglena. So in case of a wriggling movement, what happens? The body will be contracted and there will be a contraction and expansion. Suppose this is one organism. Now it will contract from back side, then again expand, again contract, again expand. It will go like this, contraction, expand, contraction. That is the movement found in case of euglena. Then come to the fifth type. The fifth type is mucilage propulsion. Mucilage propulsion. And you will find this in case of diatoms. So in this case, what happens? The organism, they secrete a mucilage, and suppose they will secrete to one direction, then the organism will move to the opposite. That means they will move to opposite direction to which the mucilage is secreted. They will move to opposite side. That is known as the mucilage propulsion. These are the 5 types of locomotion found in different types of protists. Now if we will come to the nutrition, the another important character is the nutrition. Now from the nutrition point of view, all the protists are mixotrophic. Mixotrophic. Why they are called mixotrophic? Because different types of photosynthetic, then heterotrophic, saprophytes, all the types of nutrition is present in case of protists. That is why they are called mixotrophic. This is a very important point. And if we will classify the protists on the basis of this nutrition, then we can classify them as such. Some are photosynthetic, and under this usually the chrysophytes, dinoflagellates, and euglenoids. These 3 are coming under the photosynthetic type. That means they behave just like the plants. They have chloroplast and they can synthesize food materials. Then the second type. They may be consumers or decomposers. And the common example is slime molds. And the third one is protozoan protists, where the different types of protozoans like flagellar, ciliar, all these types are coming under this category depending upon the type of nutrition. Then they are also classified depending upon, and in another way also they are classified. We can classify it, the mixotrophs, into 2 categories. They may be autotrophic and heterotrophic. Autotrophic and heterotrophic. Now under this autotrophic category, the chrysophytes, dinoflagellates, and the euglenoids are coming. And the heterotrophic, these may be again, they may be holozoic, or they may be parasitic, or they may be saprophytic. That is, the heterotrophic may be holozoic, parasitic, or saprophytic. Now under this holozoic, the euglenoids are coming. That means they are coming under autotrophic, also they are coming under holozoic. Now this parasite and holozoic, these 2 behaviors, these are present in protozoans. That is, protozoans, they are holozoic. Holozoic means the mode of taking the solids, and they are also parasitic because they cause some diseases. While heterotrophic, saprophytic, these are usually the slime molds. So ultimately, you see from these 2 types of classification that I have given, you can mark that the protists are usually of 5 different types. Number 1, chrysophytes. Number 2, dinoflagellates. Number 3, euglenoids. And number 4 is protozoans. and number 5 slime modes. This euglenoids already it is there. So the protists are of these 5 types, which we'll discuss in the next video, one after another. But there is still another character is left. The protists may be free living or they may be also parasitic. They may be free living or they may be parasitic. And the common example of parasitic is the Plasmodium. Plasmodium, which causes malaria. And another example you can take Tryposanum, which causes the sleeping sickness. Sleeping sickness. This disease is usually commonly found in Africa, so it is known as African sleeping sickness. So these are some of the general characters of protista, and are classified into 5 types: chrysophytes, dinoflagellates, euglenoids, slime modes, and protozoans. This is general, and from next video onwards, we will discuss one by one with a complete detailed characters. But before closing, let us discuss the questions. So one question you can take: which protists have both consumer and decomposer characters? So A choice chrysophytes, B choice dinoflagellates, C choice slime modes, D choice I can go for euglenoids. This is one question. Then we can go for on the second question: which protist is mixotrophic? Mixotrophic. A choice diatoms, B choice euglena, C choice paramecium, and D choice you can write slime modes. So you will be able to answer the questions. Thank you very much for watching it. God bless you. Have a good day.